Hi everybody, this is Siobhan Guthrie with another health show, and today I have a guest, Stephanie Mills, who is who's been doing kinesiology for a very long time, was there at the very beginning with Brian Butler. So I thought we have our TACT workshop starting tomorrow with our diploma class, and so I just thought grab the opportunity to to talk to Stephanie and for her to share some of her experiences with kinesiology, but what has been really her full career and has made kinesiology her passion. So welcome, Stephanie, to another episode of our health show. So first of all, I'd love to hear how you first got into kinesiology, how you first heard about it, what your first experiences were, and because it's the start of a very big journey for you.
Okay, so I have been looking around for something in complementary healthcare for quite a long time. I've looked at osteopathy, herbalism, reflexology. I became very close to becoming a Alexander Technique teacher, but I just kind of decided, I felt there wasn't enough in it for me. So then someone said to me, why don't you do a Touch for Health course, which is what it was called back then. So I enrolled on that, and I spent the first day, the class was being taught by Brian Butler. I spent the first day thinking, oh my God, this is such a con. Because the room, I was 22 at the time, and the room was full of these gorgeous young girls. And Brian is a very gregarious, charismatic type person. And it's like, one minute the arm was strong, the next minute it was weak, and then it was weak, and then it was really strong. And I was thinking, this is such a con. Because I had a background in law, so quite left-brained. And anyway, then on a Sunday we did a lot more workshopping, and at that point I kind of thought, I can do this, I can make this work for myself, and that was kind of it, really. And then it was very much being in the right place at the right time, because at the end of the Sunday Brian said that he was looking for someone to work with him in his clinic, and would anyone like to come and see him. So I expected the whole class to kind of go running up to him, but no one did apart from me. So I said, Mr. Butler, I'd be interested in the job. And really the rest is history, as they say.
Absolutely. Having someone like yourself who's so dedicated to kinesiology, I'm sure it was a huge relief to Brian to have your help. And so what were the early days like? Was it really busy in the office?
It was really busy. Sometimes we would work literally 7 days a week. So I'd do a bit of admin on the Monday, and kind of decamp from maybe a weekend's class that we taught. Brian would treat Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I did a lot of surrogate work for him in those early days, and also kind of watched him work on clients. Friday we would often be getting ready for a class, doing the lists, putting the books in the car, etc. Teach Saturday and Sunday. I would be assisting him and again doing a bit of admin and perhaps showing people how to correct a muscle or something. And then Monday decamp. So initially it was very, very busy, and lots of health shows and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it must have been amazing to be because Brian has such a skill in being able to really find the thing that makes the difference. And so I imagine that you learned a load outside of the classroom, like being a surrogate for him, is that you'd have got insights that I'm actually jealous. I'm really jealous to hear that, because I haven't heard Stephanie's story. I heard a little bit of it yesterday, but that whole thing of this being the surrogate, I think that's great, because an insight to his brain is brilliant. So then yes, obviously you felt that actually you could do this. You found that the muscle wasn't a con. It was I could make the strong muscle go weak and the weak muscle go strong again. So that's really I can do this. I can help somebody.
Absolutely.
So, but when then was it that made, when you go outside and you were not in the classroom? Because a lot of students, they okay, I can make it work when I'm in class, but then when I'm not in class, it's a little bit more difficult. So when was the moment where you were working with someone and you go, actually, I've made a real difference with this client?
I think in the early days, I did a lot of practicing outside the clinic, because I really wanted to kind of get the stuff. And I think one of the big deals for me was when I really grasped the concept of the holistic aspect of what we do in systematic kinesiology, and the fact that we can check someone out, whether it might be they might walk in with a bad back, but in fact the actual cause behind it is more to do with what they're eating, for example. So we can find out what's going on in the body, and then but also treat so holistically. And because I'd looked at so many other modalities before I found kinesiology, I knew that that was a completely unique concept, and I loved that, and that kind of like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Super. Yeah, there's so many examples, I suppose, but yeah, that whole idea that sometimes a food could be causing your back pain, or emotional stress could be causing your digestive problems. It's that's where I think kinesiology is able to pull that information from the client's body as such through the muscle testing. So then, an unprepared question for Stephanie. We've got the TACT workshop this weekend, 5 days, starting on Saturday, and we've got a lot of first-year students coming down who are like ultra excited. And so I've done about, I don't know, 17 years of TACT workshops. We're not going to say how many Stephanie's done. She's just a pro at explaining the TACT material. So what I'd love to ask you is, you know, as I said, unprepared, so Stephanie has no idea what I'm going to ask her. But I just wanted to kind of get a sense of like, what's your kind of either your most favorite kinesiology technique that you, or TACT. So TACT is about the communications material. How do we talk to ourselves? How are we listening to our clients? And how are we going to be able to get better results by really, you know, communicating well? So what would be your favorite communications material or TACT material?
Can I do two?
You can, of course. You can.
Okay, so yeah, one of my big favourites is definitely to do with how we talk to ourselves and our own internal dialogue. A lot of people think that that's about, oh, well, I do my affirmations and I do my tapping and all of that kind of stuff. And yes, that's going to help, but it's really what is going on internally with how we talk to ourselves. So I love attempting to convey the depth of that and the profound aspect of that. So that's number one. And then my other favourite is about doubtful letter words. You know, the ands and the tries and the buts and all of that kind of stuff, the positives and the negatives. So yeah, but it's I love teaching all of it.
So maybe we could do a demo of that.
Thank you, Siobhan.
So just for people to understand what we mean by the 4-letter words. So one of the things is that maybe do the butt. Right? If you want to test me, how about show the butt?
Okay,
test.
Do that.
Yeah, sure. So to make it really practical for people who haven't done maybe kinesiology before, so they can see what a muscle test. As I said, this is unrehearsed. so what we do with kinesiology, we use a muscle test, and we can use it to reveal imbalances. And so in terms of self-talk, and you know, and what we are understanding by what someone else is saying, I think the butt is probably a really good idea to demonstrate that. How about that?
Okay. Yep, that's fine.
So let's see if we can see with this muscle here. Yeah, I think that might be.
Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. So Siobhan, as you know, I always love coming to TACT, and I love coming to your house to stay. And I really enjoy your cooking. You're a super cook, very speedy cook, and you always make me feel incredibly welcome. So thank you for that. But what?
So explain what happened.
So what I've done is I've fed her a lot of positives, all of which are very true. She's a great cook. And when I then said, but she knows consciously and unconsciously that there's some kind of negative coming, that something coming that's going to be negative. So, you know, I love you, but that kind of thing. It's like that but negates all those positives. So it takes it away. So it's a very negative word to use for people.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
And so, yes, Stephanie is my very welcome guest in my house for the TACT week. And so it's just an example of how powerful words are. And so I hope that this has been a kind of an introduction to what powerful words are, and how you can see that it's a very physical reaction. So we often think about the mind being separate from the body, but you saw that, you know, that impact of, oh, what's she going to say now, has that weakening effect on the body. So with the way that we talk to ourselves, the way that we're thinking about ourselves, the way we react to other people's words is really important in our health. So thank you, Stephanie.
My pleasure.
Any last tips, or what would be your number one health tip for people to take away this evening?
Oh, jeepers. In terms of what they can do for themselves?
Yeah.
I'm a big water fan, drinking water. Believing that you can do it, that you can, you know, use muscle testing and our internal dialogue, and yeah, you use the material. Cross crawl's great. I love cross crawl. Do it every day.
And you do rebounding too.
And I do rebounding, absolutely.
So water. So how, when people say, oh, but I don't like water, what is your tip for maybe making it more palatable?
I think a little bit of lemon juice is nice in it. A little bit of like freshly squeezed lime juice in it makes it very nice. And I also think it is a question of training oneself too, and getting into the habit. We can, just in the same way we make bad habits, we can create good habits. So getting into the habit of putting the bottle of water on your desk, making sure it's finished by the end of the day.
Super. Well, thank you. Thank you for the practical advice. That's what Systematic Kinesiology really is about. And this health show is about sharing some of our tips and experiences over the years. So thank you, Stephanie, for joining us for another episode of our health show. And if you have a question for us here at, I suppose, the home of holistic health, then pop us a line at info@kinesiologyzone.com or on our Facebook page, Kinesiology Training. I look forward to seeing you again soon at another holistic health show episode. So thank you.